If you would have told me 5 months ago that I would be ecstatic about the possibility of the Detroit Lions landing a 38-year-old defensive tackle, I would have said, what you talking about, people? Because there's no way I would have thought that that would be a reality, nor would I want that to happen. But this isn't just any ordinary 38-year-old. This is 17-year veteran Calais Campbell. There's been a lot of talk of him being waived if the Miami Dolphins cannot make it to the NFL playoffs. We're wondering if the Detroit Lions would be interested in a guy like Campbell and his services. Well, turns out that they are. This is coming from the Miami Herald. Says the Detroit Lions and Minnesota Vikings are expected to show interest in Calais Campbell and might put in a waiver claim to keep him from going to the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, a few days ago when I checked the waiver wire and I made a video about Calais Campbell before, I showed you guys that the Detroit Lions were third from somehow the Minnesota Vikings were ahead of us. I don't know how. When we were in the first seed, it was weird. Maybe it was a mishap on the NFL website, but it is indeed the Kansas City Chiefs, the Detroit Lions, and then the Minnesota Vikings. So if they were to put in a waiver claim, then they would get priority over us. But here's the catalyst to this entire thing. Calais Campbell is going to be waived when the Miami Dolphins are eliminated from playoff contention. At this moment, they still hold a slither of hope, especially seeing as how the Denver Broncos blew their opportunity to lock up that final playoff spot in the AFC. So it's 4 teams that's really alive. I think it's the Bengals, the Colts, the Miami Dolphins, and the Denver Broncos. So the Miami Dolphins are probably going to be put out with the loss to the Browns or a win by a certain number. If Denver would have won today, it would have knocked them out. So far, everything is going right for Miami. But I don't think overall the Miami Dolphins are going to make the playoffs. So with that being the case, and we talked about this the other day, now that we know that the Detroit Lions, for sure it's reported that they have interest in Calais Campbell, might it be an opportunity that he chooses who he wants to go to, right? So here's what I'm thinking. You've been in the league for 17 years. You've got seniority. And if you want to go to a specific team, I'm thinking that those teams that can claim you will allow that to happen just out of respect for you and playing for 17 years. Here's why I say that. That Calais Campbell is basically going to be kind of floating. Y'all remember Spider-Man 2? Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Spider-Man 2, it's literally 20 years old this year. So go watch it. All right, you still here? About 3/4 of the way through the movie, maybe halfway through the movie, there's a train scene. Spider-Man, it's a train that's out of control. He stops the train, and it takes so much strength, he loses consciousness. They grab him, and the subway people grab him, and they carry him on their arms over to the back of the subway car. That's how I'm hoping that teams will do Calais Campbell, because the dude deserves to pick where he wants to go. Now, is this required? No, but maybe teams can talk to his agent and find out where he wants to go, and no other team puts a waiver claim in for him, right? That's a long shot, but it could happen. Here's why I think that he could land, Calais Campbell could in fact land with the Detroit Lions if the only way is if they let him choose where he wants to go, and that place is the Detroit Lions. Because check this out. Here's what Calais had to say about his current situation and the Miami Dolphins and his potential to go somewhere else. He said, coming from the Miami Herald, said, "I'm cherishing this moment," Campbell said. "I feel like this team has so much potential. We're so much better than how we've been playing." Just real quick, let me cut back to me. Usually I'll blow this stuff up so you guys can read it, but this stupid ad right here will not let me click out. Whatever this window is right here, it will not. There's usually an X that I can click out and get rid of it. It will not leave. So I'm stuck with this. If I blow it up, we won't be able to read it. He says, "But I want a chance to win it all. That is the key. I want a chance to win it all." Calais Campbell has been to the Super Bowl twice, but has not won it. Once was his rookie year when he was drafted in 2009, all the way back in 2009, where it was the Arizona Cardinals versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, with the Pittsburgh Steelers getting that victory. Said, I remember Adrian Wilson, this is Calais Campbell continue, says, who is an all-pro safety, telling me to embrace this Super Bowl run because it's hard to do. I was like, we made it my rookie year. I'm going to at least be back 3 or 4 more times. I figured it would be easy, said Campbell, who has played in the NFL's final game twice, both with the Cardinals. I've been on some teams that I felt were worthy, and I've been to a couple of championship games. But I've learned that making it to the Super Bowl is hard. I wish I had the perspective I have now, Campbell continued. If I did, I would have appreciated a lot more. And we've heard that several times before, that the perspective of getting to the Super Bowl is extremely difficult. Now, I know the Cardinals went in 2009. When did they go after that? If both were with the Arizona Cardinals, I don't remember the Cardinals being in the Super Bowl. I don't remember them being in the Super Bowl except that one year, and that was with Larry Fitzgerald and Kurt Warner. I don't remember. So put it in the comment section if he went twice with the Cardinals, because I thought it was only once, which was his rookie year. But he said that he thought he would get there 3 or 4 more times. And again, we've heard that before. So if Calais Campbell is allowed to choose where he wants to go just out of a mutual respect type thing, then you have to ask yourself, okay, where does he really want to go? Everybody's probably going to want to go to the Chiefs. But that could also come back to hurt the Detroit Lions, because the Chiefs are the team that everybody wants to go to. So he can say, you know what? I'm not going to Minnesota. I'm not going to Buffalo. I'm not going to Philadelphia. I'm not going to Detroit. I want to go to the Kansas City Chiefs. And that would be an absolute nightmare, because they would wind up having Chris Jones and Calais Campbell. Come on, bro. That would be just unfair, even at 38 years old. But maybe that team is, of course, you have to put in a waiver claim, but maybe they let him go. Or maybe, I don't know. You can't. I don't know what he can do. I don't know if he can threaten to retire, but to people in the comment section who have been, I mean, do you watch my videos? Do you watch all of them? Do you watch some of them? We have had this conversation multiple times, okay? So I'm going to say it again. Calais Campbell is a vested veteran, right? He has more than 6 vested years. However, it is post-trade deadline, NFL trade deadline. Therefore, he cannot be released. He must pass through waivers like a non-vested person would be prior to the trade deadline. That is something I did not know until this season, and it was told to me by someone in the comment section. I have tried to find concrete proof of that. I cannot find it in writing from anywhere, but if you look at everyone else who has been waived, vested or not, they have all had to go through waivers. Shaq Barrett, you had Josh Reynolds, you had multiple people that have been waived post-trade deadline, and they've all had to go through the waiver process. That keeps teams fair. So before the NFL trade deadline, you can trade, you can be cut waived. That's when the vested years come into play. After that, it doesn't matter. So it is a super long shot that the Detroit Lions do land Calais Campbell. To me, if they do land him, it's going to be because out of a mutual respect for him being almost a 20-year vet, they let him choose the team that he wants to go to, and they put it out there immediately upon him being cut. Like, look, he will only play for this team. And that team could also be the Baltimore Ravens, who are before us as well. He's played there before. So, again, put it in the comment section. If he's gone, the article said he's been twice before. I know the first time was his rookie season, but both with the Arizona Cardinals, I don't remember another time that the Cardinals went to the Super Bowl. Yeah, I just remember that one year, because the next year is when Troy Polamalu and Larry Fitzgerald was on Madden. I don't remember the second time the Cardinals went. Am I missing something? Have the Cardinals have been to the Super Bowl between 2010 and 2018? I don't remember that, but let me know down in the comment section below. I thought it was only once, but we'll see. So let me know your thoughts. Do you think the Detroit Lions have a shot at Calais Campbell? I don't. Do you think that the NFL and other teams will allow him to pick where he wants to go, or are they just going to say, forget it? But before all that happens, the Miami Dolphins must be eliminated from playoff contention. With a loss to the Browns tomorrow, that will be the case. There are some other things that could happen tomorrow as well that could put them out. I think they needed a Chargers loss, and they needed a Denver. They needed a Chargers loss today, and that didn't happen. They needed a Broncos loss, and that did happen. So it was a lot of things, 3 different scenarios that could open up. I made a video about it. You can go back and look at that. It's from a couple nights ago. It's an After Dark video as well. So give me your thoughts on that. I think that I can't even believe like how ecstatic I would be if the Detroit Lions got a 38-year-old pass rusher. I mean, I would have to owe Bruce Irvin an apology. Like, yo, because I was ripping him a new one. I was ripping him all up because he was 36 years old at the time. And we have added 2 years to that, which is crazy to me. So, and I would take him in a second. I would take him in a second. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. I am gearing up to go to San Francisco. I got a couple of pre-recorded videos that will post tomorrow. We also have the usual travel content as well. So I want to say thank you guys for the support of the channel. We are killing it on all fronts. Syndicate Sports Detroit, Lions Syndicate Film Room, and this channel as well. We have a real possibility to be at 30K by the time the Lions season is over, whether that's, you know, hopefully it's the Super Bowl. I'll just put it like that because y'all be blaming me. I don't believe in superstition, but y'all be blaming me for stuff, and I'm tired of y'all blaming me. So hopefully the Detroit Lions will be playing well into February. This channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose The Rock with me. The foundation have been laid, and you and I continue to build on that every single video. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. I added a new part. And I'll get it right, and then I'll be able to end it the same way. But I keep creating new things. I think I'm going to say the foundation has been laid, and we continue to build. I might need to write it down so I can remember it until it's ingrained in my brain. All right, now I will see you from San Francisco. I'm probably going to say that every video until I'm actually there.